pudding, its class, its beauty, its absolute brilliance.
In the 3 years from 2019 to 2021, Summer Pudding wowed the racing public with her performances on the track. Her career spanned a challenging time as COVID-19 placed life, as we all knew it, into lockdown. With special permission granted for racing to resume in South Africa before public restrictions were lifted, her timing could not have been better, lifting the spirits of all those watching from home. Summer Pudding had not only endeared herself to the racing public, but her record had caught the attention of the Equus Committee, with her being named Horse of the Year for the 2019-2020 racing season. She continued to race until May 2021, after which she retired to the stud of her birth, Mauritzfontein in the Northern Cape. Her final record showed 11 wins from 13 starts, of which 4 were Grade 1s.
The reflection of perfection is simply staggering. Summer Pudding, what a racehorse!
And this is where we pick up her story. It's 2 years on, and the beautiful Summer Pudding, now heavily in foal, shares a camp on Mauritzfontein Stud with 3 other broodmares. The striking Grade 3 winner Mill Queen is expecting her first foal, whilst Gay Fortuna is the dam of none other than Hollywoodbets Durbanville winner Marinaresco and 10-time winner Marina. With all expected to foal early in the season, they've been brought in from the bigger camps to be around the stables. Summer Pudding, Mill Queen and Gay Fortuna are joined by the beautiful Irish-bred grey, Sunshine Mint. While she's only due later in October, it was felt that she would do better in a smaller group of similarly natured, quiet and gentle mares.
Hello, my girl.
Some just seem to do better with certain companion mares than others. And in this case, the threesome soon became a happy and content foursome. With Summer Pudding due any day, I have travelled to Mauritzfontein to hopefully see the country's previous champion race filly, now broodmare, fall down. I'm filled with anticipation and excitement, as it'll be Summer Pudding's first foal, having been given a year off after her achievements on the track. She's blissful, standing in the warm winter sun as she keeps watch over her 3 friends, who snore quietly while their ever-growing bellies protrude skywards. I visit the mares each day I'm on the farm, with Summer Pudding always acknowledging my being in her camp. She's in foal to Rafeef, and out of the group is due first. Gay Fortuna, who's carrying a Vercingetorix foal, is due shortly after, followed by Mill Queen, who's in foal to Hawam, and Sunshine Mint, who's in foal to Flower Alley, is due much later. It seems simple enough, but ask any breeder that waiting for mares to foal is an exercise in patience. Predicting a date, particularly with maiden mares like Summer Pudding and Mill Queen, seems to combine both science and art, and even then, it's still not a guarantee. But breeders rely on the date mares visited the stallion, the state of their udders, the weather, and even the phase of the moon, which seems to encourage foaling. And because the vast majority of foalings take place at night, in the 12 hours between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m., night watchmen play a very important role during the season. As time draws closer, there's hope that a future champion could be amongst this year's crop, but above all, that the season goes well. I've been on Mauritzfontein for 4 days already with the hope of catching Summer Pudding. I start noticing the antics of stable cat Clyde, who's a never-ending source of amusement, and the magnificent game which share their farm with the horses. I had all but given up when during the early hours of my last morning, the radio call came through.
Max, kom aan asseblief en Summer Pudding het nou water gebreek.
Ek is nou daar.
I stumble out of bed, pull on my trainers without tying my laces, grab my parka, camera and cell phone and head for the door. It's freezing, and as I take my first breath of night air, my lungs burn. I look at my watch and it's 3:30, 5 hours before my plane is due to depart. I break into a run, headed for the stables. Summer pudding is already in, and I'm not a moment too soon. Little hooves can already be seen in the amniotic sac as she now lies down. I feel my heart beating in my chest and tell myself to breathe, willing for Summer Pudding to do the same, as I hear her grunt with each contraction. With that, a little muzzle can be seen. Nigel and Gordon lend some support. Abram comes to help. And onto the bedding lands a beautiful filly foal. Still connected to her mother by the umbilical cord, I stand anchored to the spot as the little filly takes her first few breaths. After all the exertion, Summer Pudding rests. Words don't seem to come close, but I'm filled with both joy and reverence at being witness to the miracle of life. She's a natural mother, caring and gentle with her filly. We stand in awe. After 20 minutes, I'm the lucky one to sit with the little filly, whilst the team try to encourage Summer Pudding to stand. But she's not yet ready. Having not lain down much in the last month of her pregnancy, she's most likely also enjoying the rest, even if it's for just a moment.
I think she just needs to ride that.
She lovingly looks across to her filly and calls out. In a touching moment, the other mares in the stable yard hear her and also respond, as if encouraging her on. And after giving the mare a little more time to gather her strength, she's up. And now it's the little filly's turn. And she's up too, albeit wobbly, but she's done it, as Summer Pudding keeps nickering her encouragement. essential that in the first 8 to 12 hours, a foal receives an adequate supply of colostrum, which is a mare's first milk and rich in antibodies. Gordon draws this from Summer Pudding, placing it in a bottle to feed the filly. It'll provide her with passive immunity to help prevent disease until her own immune system kicks in. With Summer Pudding fascinated by her little filly, the two were left to rest. I had a plane to catch and had to sadly bid them goodbye, at least for now. In the interim, news from the stud was of the little filly out in the holding paddocks on one of the first days she had the opportunity to stretch her legs, and she seemed to waste no time. It's amazing what a little time can do in the lives of foals, and I was excited to see just how much Summer Pudding's little filly had grown in the past 5 weeks. She's a delight with a sense of humor, so it seems. Summer Pudding looks both peaceful and content, and if I didn't know any different, would think she had been a broodmare for many years already. Life is getting even better, as the two have now joined other mares and foals in a bigger camp, with the opportunity for the little filly to interact and play with others. Exciting news is that Summer Pudding has been tested in foal to give me a green light for 2024. As for the other broodmares who shared a camp with Summer Pudding, Mo Queen produced a gorgeous Hawam filly shortly after Summer Pudding. She has returned to Hawam once again to be covered by him for a foal next year. Breeding mares can be one of the most exciting and rewarding aspects of the thoroughbred industry, but it can also be one of the most heartbreaking when foals are lost at birth. Whilst Summer Pudding's closest friend in the camp, Gay Fortuna, also produced a filly 2 weeks after her, she very sadly did not survive. Words cannot describe the loss, but good news is that Gay Fortuna is well and will be covered again for a foal next season. And the gentle grey Sunshine Mint has bonded well with a new paddock friend. We all still wait in anticipation for her Flower Alley foal as her due date gets closer. The 4 mares form such a happy and content little herd this year that who knows, they may well be reunited ahead of breeding season in 2024. It would be something to look forward to.